Hello, I'm Paul.
And I'm Ben.
And welcome to FilmBusters.
FilmBusters.
That felt unusual, didn't it?
It did. It did. I wonder why.
Where's the third wheel?
Aww, he couldn't make it, could he?
Where's he at, though?
He couldn't bother to see this film, could he?
Lazy. Lazy. You see, our little trident, is that what you would call us?
Yes. A tripod.
Tripod. Like, we are a trident.
Oh my god, how good is that? A tripod.
Why have you never said this before? The tripod.
Wow.
We should have
Brilliant.
said this before. This is great marketing. We've been missing a trick. We've been
We're
going
a
about things all
tripod.
wrong. We can go ahead without him, but he can't go ahead without either of us.
No.
Proof in the pudding. In 2018, me and him watched Black Klansman. You didn't watch it. We didn't go ahead with the pod. Last month, you and him watched Doctor Sleep. I didn't watch it. We didn't go ahead with the pod. This month, me and you watched Frozen. He didn't watch it. We go ahead with that fucking pod. We don't carry his ass.
It's just dedication, isn't it?
We don't carry his ass.
He won't even listen to this anyway.
I know. Adam, if you are listening to this, as proof of your love for your brothers in pods, send a message to our secret WhatsApp group, which we do have listeners. Send a message to our secret WhatsApp group and just say the words fitness.
We're going to forget.
We won't.
That's too...
We'll be waiting.
Mate, we'll forget. It's got to be something a bit more like off the wall.
All right.
You're going to say fitness and be like, yes, what?
What about witness the fitness?
Okay, that's good. I like it.
So, Adam, say witness the fitness if you're listening to us.
He never will.
No. Very, very, disrespectful son.
Right, so today we are going to be talking about Frozen 2. It's very sad that Adam isn't here, but me and Ben are going to discuss this film to the best of our abilities.
We shall do our best.
We're going to send it the most love we can, or the most hate we can, depending on how we feel about the film. And I guess we just go straight into it, because there's no quiz today.
No quiz, no. We're on a whole new platform. I hope the listeners are very excited to listen to the two of us. I hope they haven't switched off already.
No, they'd be like, no, Adam.
I know. Fuck it. I'm not sticking around. You see, Adam is the Nigel Farage of this group. Adam is Nigel Farage, you're Boris Johnson, and I'm Jeremy Corbyn. And there's a lot of UKIP voters who will have switched off because Adam's not on the podcast anymore. And to our American listeners, Nigel Farage is like Donald Trump's little whipping boy. And this has nothing to do with Frozen, so let's get back on track. I'm sorry.
Right, I guess we just roll the theme tune.
The main event. Here is our featured topic, plus Adam might do a rubbish plot summary.
Are you fucking serious?
Right, guys, we are talking about Frozen 2. This will be a spoiler episode, so if you haven't seen Frozen 2, we will be going into great detail about what happens in this film, so you will be spoiled. So, caution. But seeing as Adam is not here, Ben, would you like to explain the plot?
Oh, Lord. Well, for those who've seen the first Frozen, this time round, Anna, I don't know how you say her name, is
Anna.
Living free-spirited in Arendelle, I believe it's called. Elsa is feeling a call of something mystical from the enchanted forest, and circumstances conspire that Elsa and Anna and Kristoff and Sven and Olaf must travel to the forest to answer the call, but what they find there will change them all.
Oh, was that a little rhyme?
Well, if it was it?
Yeah.
The intention
To
was...
answer the call,
Well,
it's going to change them all.
I am the poet of the group, sir.
You certainly are.
So listen, but before we talk about Frozen 2, right?
Yes.
Let's put some cards on the table to give a little context.
Yep.
You tell me, give our listeners a little background on your history with Disney films and Frozen up to this point.
Okay. Well, I've always been a I've been a fan of Disney films. I mean, Aladdin is absolutely fantastic. It's probably my favourite Disney film. I also have a fiance who is an avid Disney fan, who actually, as her job, dresses up as Disney princesses and goes to entertain kids at parties. But that aside, I do enjoy a good Disney film, and I did collect every single film up to number 52, which was Wreck-It Ralph.
That is above enjoying. I enjoy a little Disney film. I collect them all, though. Every single fucking one.
That is an OCD, right? More than a... that was back in my days when I was collecting, like, as many DVDs as I could, and if there's some kind of collection that you can collect, I wanted to collect it. And I felt like the Disney collection was not one that I really wanted to get rid of, because it's quite an epic collection.
So why did you stop at 52?
Because basically they released this this golden oval number that goes in the spines of all these DVDs.
It fucked with your OCD.
Yeah, and they stopped doing them at 53.
Oh.
They as soon as 53 came out, they changed the whole spectrum and then changed the numbering system and redone them all. So I've actually got a limited run, really. So mine are rare, really. Well, not really rare because they're DVDs, but you know.
What was 53?
What was 53? Was it Good Dinosaur? Was that Pixar? I don't even know. Who knows? I didn't care to look.
Heard of that.
I stopped watching them after that.
Okay, but anyway, in your travels, you obviously encountered Frozen.
I did.
And you saw it presumably when it came out in cinemas, right?
I did indeed. Yes.
What do you think?
It's a big favourite of Zoe. Zoe absolutely loves this film. Zoe is my fiance, everyone, and I kind of went along with her enjoyment. And I enjoyed it as well. And I think it's a great film for young women growing up. It's better than most of the Disney films that are out there about relying on a man to save you, or you know, all the generic Disney films like getting kissed when you're falling asleep to wake you up by a man. And it's more of a story about sisterhood and independence, and you don't need a man to save the day, which I appreciated.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you on that, because I only saw it like a couple of weeks ago in preparation for this episode, and I kind of was seeing it under duress, because obviously at the time Let It Go was fucking all over the place. You couldn't avoid it. Like, it was everywhere, and it turns you off immediately when that's all you're hearing with no context. Yeah, you turned off it. So I shut away this film. I locked it away like Elsa had to lock away her powers. And then
indeed,
the power of the podcast and Jenny saying, "Come on, answer the call," made me go, "All right, I must give it to myself." And we watched Frozen, and I agree with what you say. I didn't enjoy it as much as you did, but I appreciated, exactly like what you said, I appreciated that it was at least trying to be more progressive. It gave young women, young girls, children, girls and boys, boys as well, but mainly girls, something greater to aspire to than any other portrayal of a Disney princess up until that point. Every other portrayal of a Disney princess, maybe there's a few in the last few years that I've missed out on because I don't watch them all, but this was a more inspirational and aspirational film. I liked it on many levels because of that. However, I did still find it problematic because, you know, the princess and the queen are stick thin, big, beautiful eyes, perfect complexion, and despite the fact that they're somewhere in Scandinavia, talking with perfect American accents and look like the all-American girl. But I guess one step at a time with the progress. One step at a time with the progress.
It is for the kids. You can't have the kids listen to the subtitles.
Oh no, but I would love to see
I don't know why they would listen to subtitles, but you know.
I know. These kids these days, they've got it all fucking ass backwards, man. They listen to the subtitles and they read the audio. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, that brings us to Frozen 2. So were you excited before going into this?
I wasn't. My love for Disney is kind of fallen over the years because I haven't watched a Disney film in ages. I don't think since the times when I was collecting them. I haven't gone out of my way to watch any.
Do you not think yes?
I think Pixar is the different story, where I would go out my way to watch a Pixar film over a Disney animation film because they have something to stand out. Their messages are quite nice and pure, and they bring like original stories.
A bit of variety, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that there's something very weird already about two grown-ass men here chatting about a Disney film and trying to like criticize it and analyze it. But we have to.
We must.
It's our obligation.
It has to be done.
The children can't voice their opinions properly yet, so we have to do it for them.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's hear your score, sir, and
Okay.
say it fast and say it true.
Swift.
Yes, and don't mess with me.
Okay, so Frozen 1, I gave an 8 out of 10. I very much enjoyed that film.
Whoa.
And coming to this, there was no expectation from me. And, I was a fan of the last one, so I expected to enjoy the film. And you know what?
You did.
I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
I thought, this story is so boring. Like, for children to, like, watch this film, they must be getting bored. It's so boring. And, like, the whole, like, all about the elements and all this stuff, it was so contrived that she was a fifth element. What kind of fifth element is ice? That is rubbish.
No, ice,
and the songs...
Ice is the fifth element, I'll have you know.
Huh? Is it?
Well, I don't know. If we're talking about elements, it must be.
No, what?
Earth,
wind,
fire, water, and ice. They're the elements.
But water's already the element, or water's just frozen.
No, the fifth
Ice.
element is Bruce Willis, and let's have it. He wasn't even the fifth element, that girl was.
Yes. Another point as well is that I thought the songs were... There was probably one song that was okay, but the rest were songs that were not even catchy, and they were like... as Zoe put it, she felt like they were like songs from a theatre show where they're complex and they're like about telling the story rather than actually singing a song about a theme or a subject. And that's how I felt.
Well then, check it.
Go on.
I also was not really up for this film, especially to be watching it on a Monday night.
Yep.
I went into it, and me and Jenny were the only two people in the whole cinema, so we're off to a good start.
Oh, wow.
We're off to a good start. And then I watched the film and ran through the whole film, and I hear all of your points, and I disagree completely. It was better than the first Frozen, and it's an 8 out of 10.
Oh, my God. Come on now.
How do you like that? I mean it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So let me tell you this. All the things that you were saying, I would disagree with all of them points.
Really?
The songs, I enjoyed the songs so much more, and I think a lot of that has to do with me having never heard Into the Unknown up until I saw this film, as opposed to having heard Let It Go a million times ad nauseum before seeing Frozen. But outside of that, I liked the additional songs that came along with it. They weren't all great, but I found that the songs that I did like in Frozen 2 were much better and much more memorable than those in Frozen. I also found the story didn't pander to its audience and didn't just give them the fan favourites and the hits. It grew up with the audience that the first Frozen was targeted at. So I don't know what the age range was for the first Frozen. I don't keep up with these things. I'm guessing like 5 to 10. So because 4 or 5 years have now passed, I feel like this film was almost made for those kids who watched it then. They've grown, they've matured a little bit, and we're going to give them a little bit of a darker and a little bit more of a complex story. And it was a more complex story, you're right, but I didn't think that it was contrived. I thought it added some really interesting fucking elements into it there.
Quite literally.
Quite literally, yes. I enjoyed this story more because that first story just felt like we'd seen that first story before. I know we hadn't quite to that point, but it felt like that story had been tried and tested a lot. This one was, for me, a lot braver. It was a braver story to tell because it was about showing Elsa had her story and Anna had her story. Elsa's story was she has all of these things, but she's not happy and she is destined for something else. Not necessarily something greater, but something outside of what society esteems that is the highest accolade you can give. Whatever you want to call it. She's like, no, that may be the highest accolade based on what all of you expect, but there's something else out there for me, another calling. I need to go, I need to move. When when she sang that song Into the Unknown, that's my first time hearing it. I was very aware that was obviously the song of the film because of how it's presented, but I also felt the emotion of that much more than I felt any emotion in Let It Go.
Right.
For me, I thought, well, here's the plot now. This is the calling.
I really didn't like that song.
Well,
I didn't like the whole different levels of Into the Unknown, Into the Unknown, Into the Unknown, and it went like some level. Like, I was like, what is this level that she's going to?
Yeah, but you ain't got to sing it.
No, but I'm not saying. I'm saying it. I didn't like how it sounded. Well, I'm not saying that what level is because I want to sing the song.
You do want to sing the song, and that's why you don't like it. Come on now.
I thought that the better song in the whole of the film was the one where you're gonna have to cue me because you've got the song list.
Go on.
But the song at the end where her mum's singing back to her.
Show yourself. When she goes into the ice cave and then
where she's basically saying she's been waiting her whole life for this thing to happen.
I think it's Show Yourself. Yes. Yeah, it is Show Yourself. Yeah, it is. Show Yourself.
Oh, yes, yeah, because she's running through the cave saying, Show yourself, show yourself, show yourself.
That one was good too. That was great too, yeah.
I thought that was the better song of the whole film. The worst song?
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's probably two worst songs. The Christoph song...
What, Lost in the Woods?
So bad, man. It was so cheesy.
It was cheesy, but it was poking fun at it, right?
I know it was supposed to be, but it went too far. And I was like... Oh no! Because if it was just like a little quick song, but it just kept going on and on, I was like, "Oh, this is so cheese, mate." And I was like, "Oh, here's the reindeer. I know the reindeer's going to do backing singing in a minute. It's gonna. Oh, I didn't like it. I hated it.
It did run on a little too long. I'll give you that. Yes.
I know. And then the Olaf song, which I felt had no meaning to the story. It was a song about. No, it wasn't even what it was. But it was about a random. It was about a random fit. What is it about? I'm going to understand this when I'm older.
Yeah, so it was about him being in that moment and being like, this is scary, but maybe the reason it's scary is because I just don't understand what it is yet, but I will when I'm older. And you just said that all of the songs were there to really propel the plot forward, and then you just said that Olaf's song didn't serve any purpose. Make up your mind, man.
No, I didn't say this. All the songs. I said the songs were like from a theatre show where it's just like they're talking about something in the moment that's actually not really a song. It's more like I'm walking through the woods and I'm doing, and it's like, this isn't a song. No one's going to sing this song.
No, maybe not. But also, let me tell you, I ain't singing fucking nothing from Frozen.
Let It Go is a legendary Disney song.
Right.
And it actually has some meaning about like letting yourself free and take away these bonds.
Okay, check it. Explain to me what is the deeper meaning of Let It Go. Explain to me the meaning of Let It Go that makes it so much more profound than Into the Unknown. Go.
It's because she's a woman who's been repressed her whole life, and she's been told she has to keep her powers in, she has to keep her emotions in, and she can't let them free. And it's like, okay, let me just be myself now. Let me just let loose and just be myself, and don't let anyone hold you back. And this is me, and it's about loving yourself.
Okay. So, all right, fine. That's all well and good, right? But it's not very imaginative. There's plenty of songs out there like that.
But it's a song.
That's fine.
At least it's a song. It's not about just explaining a situation you're in, and no one's ever going to sing it.
I'm well aware that everyone and their mother loves that song. I can't stand it.
I bet you would have felt differently if you watched the film.
Hell no.
And had the song. Yeah, you would have, mate. You would have been singing it every karaoke.
Do you know what it's like? It's like Ollie Murs turning up and singing a song in the film. It's like, why have I got to listen? It's like Ed Sheeran turning up and singing a song. It's like, what? No, this is just pop music. I'm not having it. Drilling it home. There's no
pop music. That's what it was. That song has like
it rode the charts
amazing.
For how long?
Yeah, so what?
Pop music, mate.
There's a reason.
Because it's simplistic and it's for kids.
None of these songs going to ride in the charts, mate. Tell you.
No, and listen, all the better for it. They don't. The charts ain't worthy of something like Into the Unknown, my son.
I love it.
I know, mate. I didn't think. Listen, No one is more surprised than me that the debate is going this way round, right? No one is more surprised than me, but check it. Into the Unknown. When it played that song, two things happened. One, I was very much reminded of Jenny because of her journey from leaving Norwich and her family and coming to London and like setting out on her own. So immediately it was like a personal, oh yeah, that's a fucking brave move, like just taking a plunge where you have no idea what you're going into, but just putting faith that there's something greater out there for you. But second of all, it was a more mature. It was a more mature song, and that's not to say that all songs need to be more mature. But for me, as a grown man, I appreciated the nuances of Into the Unknown and the bravery involved in that movement, as opposed to Let It Go, which is every time I think of Let It Go, I can only picture like my nieces and stuff singing it at like 4 or 5 years old. And it's just being a children's nursery rhyme. Like I know Three Blind Mice is a popular song, but I don't think about it, and I don't want to hear it ever. I know that everyone loves Three Blind Mice, and what are the other?
Everybody loves it.
Well, what else do they love? That's the favourite that's the favourite nursery rhyme, isn't it?
Humpty Dumpty, mate.
Well, yeah, Humpty Dumpty too. I like Humpty Dumpty because that's a bit darker. He has a big fall, but in Three Blind Mice is dark too. They chop off the tails, isn't it?
Yeah,
but,
horrendous.
See, now look, the best ones, dark. Tell me
You just said Three Blind Mice was rubbish.
Okay, well, I know, but it came to my mind. At least I thought of that, so I thought of the dark one. You tell me one nursery rhyme that's pleasant.
I know they're all horrendous.
I know they are, and you've got to sing them all for the next couple of years, my son.
Wee Willie Winkle running through the town.
I know, he got his willy out.
Upstairs, downstairs
Very
in his
inappropriate.
nightgown.
Terrible. Who raised that child? Anyway, songs as they are, I appreciated that. I appreciated those songs. I thought they were very powerful, and the reason overall why I appreciated Frozen 2 more was because I just thought it was the more grown-up film, and it had a little bit more complexity to it, and it dealt with like death in a little bit of a. Well, you know me, man. I like, even if I'm watching my kids' films, I need a bit of darkness or something in there.
Are you talking about what death? Are you talking about the parents' death?
The symbolic deaths, yeah. So the parents' death.
So the death the death they already went over in the first film.
Yeah, but that death was dealt with like you saw a ship capsize and that was it.
I think it's more emotional than going through a ship again, and realizing that they were from different tribes.
So you thought that ship falling over was more emotional than Elsa running into that? I can't remember what it was. The glacier. And seeing her mother suddenly appear up.
Oh
on the huge
no,
side.
that was good. That was good. But I thought you meant just like them like cuddling the ice statues and shit.
No. I just meant her parents' death and absence completely, and also like Olaf dying. I know he comes back, but dealing
Obviously.
more with them dying. Everyone knew he was going to come back. Like Olaf dying and Elsa potentially dying and going away. And I loved that Elsa wasn't in Arendelle anymore at the end. She moved away. It wasn't like just the typical happy ending. And I like that this film essentially was, this is what happens after the so-called happy ending.
Right.
That there's more to the story beyond nice little clean-cut ending. Here we go, everyone's happy.
I understand that.
You understand? Let me also tell you this. I laughed so much in this one.
Don't tell me you laughed at Olaf because he was not funny.
Oh, mate. The best joke.
Go on, tell me the best one. I'll tell you if I laughed.
I bet you didn't. Obviously you didn't because you just said Olaf wasn't funny. But this...
I know,
this
I
was
laughed
funny.
a couple of times.
The funny bit was when he's walking along and he's going, Christoph, Sven, Samantha.
No, that was... No, I like rolled my eyes at that one.
All right. But then, well, if you didn't laugh at that, they double down on the joke when he looks down that hole and he goes,
Yes.
Samantha? That
Yes.
was funny, mate.
No, come on now.
Listen.
Easy. It was easy.
Easy. Who's thinking of that?
Easy. Easy joke.
Easy joke. Tell me a funny joke from Frozen that rivals that.
I haven't got it. You watched it recently. I've watched it recently.
In Frozen, I honestly, when I watched it, I was like, this is fine, but I didn't laugh. I don't think at any point, right? The only point I laughed was that Scandinavian man who lived in the cabin in the woods. He was funny.
Oh, yes, he was funny.
But I never laughed at Olaf. Whereas I laughed quite consistently with Olaf this time round, my son.
I feel like they were overplaying him and trying to make him too funny.
Well, they did. They definitely did. They really relied on him to be the comic relief. But I think more often than not, they hit. I would say 60 to 65% of his jokes landed with me.
Interesting.
Yes.
He was crashing.
Crashing? What does that mean?
He was crashing all over the place. They weren't landing.
Oh, I see.
I was just trying to play on words from, but you're saying they were landing
very,
on you.
Very smart of you, my son. Well, I'm sorry that they crashed for you.
Don't start using my words now, trying to make them yours.
The thing that I appreciated again, right?
Go on, tell me.
From the off, I was a little bit disappointed when they throw back in time and the father's telling that story of how he all the stuff that happened there. And then the father leaves and the mother goes, oh, no, it's okay. Tucks them into bed. Let me sing you a song. And I thought, well, all the good work you did in the first one, you've kind of ruined it because you've gone straight back to the archetypal gender roles where the dad is and the masculine father is like the hero of the piece and the mother just comes along to tuck them in. And then I liked the twist that the mother was the one that saved him back in the day. Like that's the whole reason that he was alive. I thought that was a real nice reveal. They pulled the wool over my eyes. They pulled the rug from under my feet. They called my bluff, and I was there for it.
It was fine.
It
was kind of obvious.
Mate, tell me when you got that.
As soon as it said someone saved him.
Well, I didn't get it. I thought it was going to reveal to be Elsa.
I thought most of the plots in this film were so obvious. The whole thing, as soon as it said there's a fifth element.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I agree.
As soon as it even brought the elements up, where it said there's elemental stones, I was like, oh, they're going to make Elsa an element. Here we go.
But what's wrong with that?
Because it was trying to make it all mystical and like trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. But it was obvious in plain sight. It's like she's got frozen powers, she's got ice powers. They're obviously going to make her an element.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But they tried to play so heavy on it. By the time that Elsa was saying, apparently there's a fifth element, I'm going to meet her, I was like, yes, it's you. We all know it's you.
Well, did you? Because what if it had been her mother? I kind of thought, well, maybe it's her, but I thought maybe it's her mother.
She's got the powers.
But the mother has the powers too, we found.
Did she, though?
I think...
I don't think
so.
she did.
Well, how else did she save that child?
Because it was she'd have shaved him.
She shaved him? She shaved him with the razor? That's a very inappropriate thing to do with a child.
She'd have saved him, didn't she?
I thought she did some magic. Maybe not. I thought the mother was magic.
She was just another member of the tribe. Okay, that one bit I liked. I got goosebumps in one bit.
Go on.
Okay, it's where they realise that they're from the two different tribes, their parents.
Yeah. And
then they said, "Oh my God, our mother was whatever you called it, whatever the name of the tribe was."
Northuldra.
Northuldra. Okay. And then they all start going, ah, na, na, hey, because I know that song.
Because it's from the beginning of Frozen.
It's from the beginning of Frozen, and I know it so well because Zoe always plays the album, and I was like, oh God, it's that song.
Nice tie-in.
It was a nice little tie-in, I liked it.
Yeah, okay, well look, mate. You just said Zoe always plays the album, so you're super familiar with all the songs from Frozen. So that's why you go, none of these ones will stick, because you haven't had them played to you every single day.
No, because instantly, as soon as I watched a film, I liked them.
Well, I watched that film the other day, and I can't remember any of them.
And do you know what's clever as well? What I always think about in Frozen, do you know the song Love is an Open Door? You know, it's crazy, we finish each other's, and then she says sandwiches.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's trying to contrive this relationship.
That's right.
Well, he's trying to say we finish each other's sentences. She doesn't actually know because she says sandwiches. And it's like, no, because you're not true, and this is not true love. You're just trying to make it sound like true love.
Yes.
That's what I appreciate about that song. It was clever.
I suppose that was clever, yes. I liked that twist in the first film when he turned out to be a bad guy. I thought that was a particularly brutal twist. I liked it.
Yeah.
I wanted that, because otherwise it would be annoying.
Did you like the man with the floppy hair?
Yeah, when he bowed over and it fell over. Yeah, that's funny. But I think there was a lot of funny moments in this as well. I liked the tribe stuff. I liked the little lizard. He was cute as hell.
Yeah, he was cute.
Cute and fiery.
Yeah, very nice.
And I liked the little battle. I liked the fact that they were trapped inside of that forest for so long, and I liked the soldiers. I liked that the soldiers didn't like turn on them when they came there, because you could have had a long drawn out story of how the soldiers didn't believe they were who they were and stuff, but like straight away they like bought it and were on board with things.
Mm-hmm.
I was more entertained by the film overall than the first one. That's not to say the first one was shit. It wasn't. I just had problems with the first one, and I think by the second one, it's like, well, you've got to accept that this is what Disney does. They take very, very small chances and don't really push things forward overall.
Yeah.
I got something to say to you.
Tell it.
It's a bit serious, so I wish you would say something light before I begin.
Okay. Something light. No, I was about to say something I thought was going to be light, but it's probably end up being quite heavy.
You could tell me about how turtles breathe through their butt.
Turtles breathe through their butt. There was actually quite a few facts in this where Zoe kept going, "Do they?"
That turtle one's true. I googled it.
Yeah, I've read it somewhere like ages ago. I remember hearing that.
I'd never heard such a thing.
Yeah.
So they fart and breathe out the same hole, which is interesting.
Tasty.
Oh, forget this. You're lowering the tone in Adam's absence. I want to talk to you about this. This is topical. This basically was going to be my trump card. If me and you agreed on this film, I was going to pull this out as a topic for debate.
Yeah.
So here goes. So, this is considered, well, Frozen at least, was considered a progressive film. Empowered the women. Many instances where the women step into the traditional male role and do the punching, the fighting, the defending, and the true love stuff in the placement. So progressive, which is great. So how far are Disney willing to go to be progressive? And what do you think of this? So I read a very interesting piece of trivia about Frozen 2.
Yeah.
And it said that before the film was released, there was a still of Anna. How the hell do you say her name? Anna. With a female character in the woods. Unnamed female character in the woods.
Right.
And a rumour went around that this was going to be Anna's girlfriend.
Okay.
So, my question is this. Do they have the balls to, in a film like this... Well, they obviously don't, because they didn't. But if they had done that and given her a girlfriend or a male character a boyfriend... I don't actually know what my question is. I think my question is that... Do you think they have the balls to do that? And if not,
well,
why not?
let me just say that in the latest live action Beauty and the Beast, there was a homosexual character.
Right, implied or what?
He had a boyfriend or a husband, I'm pretty sure.
And did he say my husband?
I can't remember.
Exactly.
I don't know the film that well.
Not prominent. A prominent character.
Well, this is actually what I was going to say when I said this was going to. I thought I was going to say something light, but it's actually going to go into something deep and serious. I was actually going to say, for a split second, I thought they were going to make Kristoff into a gay character with the other guy. Yeah. I thought there was going to be a turn.
There was a strange connection that they suddenly had, wasn't there?
Yeah, I really thought it was going to happen.
Yes, but it didn't, because they don't have the balls.
No, it's true.
It's true, they don't have the balls, so they're actually not that progressive.
Well, and it's probably different to put it into a live action film as well, because it's human, where this is like they know children are watching these films, so it's wonder how brave they can be, to put it in a cartoon.
So exactly. So here is the thing, right?
Yep.
We teach our children, or the good people of the world do, that homosexual relationships are perfectly normal, and they're still based on love, and you can love whoever you want to love. So why aren't Disney brave enough to do that? Why won't they?
Because it doesn't sell.
Doesn't sell. They'll lose a shitload of money. So actually, what they really care about is money. They don't care about being progressive. So all they did with Frozen was get a few little girls extra money, as opposed to loads of boys money. Because I bet you this, less boys saw Frozen than would have gone to see whatever the fuck. the male equivalent, Wreck-It Ralph or whatever. I don't keep up with these things. So they got the little girl dollar for Frozen at the expense of a few boys. Mm-hmm. That's it. They were like, well, we're gonna lose some of the boys, but we'll gain it with the girls because we're gonna make a female orientated story.
Mate, it's 100%. This is a business. People are just doing this just to make headlines. They're making headlines, and by making headlines, they're making money.
Yes, but they would make headlines if they said first gay main character.
Yeah, but they're probably scared that they're going to lose an audience by doing that.
They are scared, exactly. They got no balls.
Saying a Disney film about female empowerment, it's a different kind of thing. It's like, oh wow. Whereas if it's saying it's the first Disney film about a gay character, half the ignorant country are going to go, oh, that's disgusting.
I know, but that's not nice.
It's a money-making company.
It's a money-making evil thing, yes.
Yeah, they just they're making those decisions because they believe that they will lose money if they do these things.
This is like a fucking complex web, because I'm trying to call Disney out for how shit they actually are, but at the same time I'm giving this fucking film an 8.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance the two, but I think the thing is, I enjoyed the film, I was entertained by it, I thought it dealt with some good ideas and notions, but when I step back and accept that this company has been around since the 30s, Snow White came out in the 30s. Well, making films since the 30s. Snow White was the first one, right? You all know.
Yeah.
It's taken them 80 years to make a strong female-led character. They have not got the balls to go anywhere near progressive. 80 years to put in a strong female character. It's not really something to be commended by. It's more a case of, well, fucking at last you do it, about time, as opposed to well done, you're brave, trailblazers.
And the thing is as well, even if they did introduce a gay character into a film, they would never make it the star.
No, not at first. They put it on the side, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, if it had been Christoph and that guy, that's the kind of way that they would do it.
Yeah.
It's like in the old days when the production code was around in like 1930s Hollywood, they had gay characters, but the production code wouldn't allow you to expressly show that they were gay. So they would have to say things like, his friends back in the kitchen and stuff like that, little subliminal things. That's what Disney will start doing if they go that route.
It's like code.
Yes.
It's a shame. That's just how life is. And as much as we can say it's Disney's fault, it's the world's fault as well, because that's just the world we live in.
I know, but yeah. So we know Disney's not going to give it to us, so we need to look for alternatives. I wonder if there is any major child's film that deals with homosexuality.
That'd be interesting.
As in a pre-teen film, like for 10-year-olds. Like, the reason I'm talking about this is because the world has changed, and kids that young, it's not even a case of let me teach you about gay people. It's just that kids nowadays are taught, well, people love whoever they want to love. Mm-hmm. So it's not like let's hold it back and only show it in 12 plus films, or show them in these films when they're teenagers. Technically, if they can see a girl and a guy kiss when they're 5 years old, they should see two girls kiss or two guys kiss, right?
100%. Yeah,
I'm not talking about sex and salacious shit. I just mean that marriage and stuff.
You're never going to see that in a normal cartoon anyway.
Exactly. So,
Well, I've just typed in gay cartoon films.
Oh.
And there's one's come up.
You'll get some funny results if you've just Googled that, my son.
I know. The first one that's come up
at them now.
is a film called In a Heartbeat.
Right.
I don't know whether it's a short film. Oh, it is a short film. It's 4 minutes long, so it's not a feature.
Never
so
heard of
I
it.
think people are more likely to make shorts and features.
Shorts and features, but sad. We are very lucky. We are the privileged few that movies generally, particularly you and I, they're made for us. Straight white males. It's always going to be made for straight white males. It has been for a long time, and we're in a privileged position where the majority of cinema is always made for us.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Oh yes. Actually, did Disney
I've just found there's actually Paranorman.
Yeah.
Why Paranorman featured the first gay character in a mainstream animated film.
Yeah, but I bet they're little side characters, and they just have a throwaway line as
Yeah, of
opposed to
course.
let's see their
there's not-
significant other.
It's not going to be a film focused on that anyway,
No,
especially with a title as Paranorman.
I know that's Tim Burton's involvement, isn't it? Tim Burton would probably do that. He would probably.
Was it
slip in
Paranorman?
Paranorman.
Did he do
Tim Burton's a
Paranorman?
producer, I think.
I thought that was Frankenweenie.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't keep up. The one thing that was slightly more progressive, after I watched Frozen, I was like, look at all these white fucking faces. Then I noticed in Frozen 2, in the crowd at the beginning when they're singing outside the castle, they've got some black people in there. And then they put in a black side character as the main soldier.
Yeah.
Again, tiny fucking baby steps, but it's something from Disney, I suppose.
I know. Seeing as they're taking over everything, they've got to do something, don't they?
Yes. Let me say this to you.
Yep.
I feel you have to justify giving this a 5 more than you have, because 5 is very low.
I was really bored, Ben.
Oh, you said my name at the end of the sentence, so I know you mean business.
If I rate a 7 as a film that I enjoyed, it was fine. 6 is a film where I was like, yeah, it was all right, and 5, I'm like, oh, it was like not a good film. I'm not saying it was bad. It's not like a terrible film. It just wasn't good.
Lord.
And that is showing by my boredom and the song choices and Olaf's unfunny scenes, which you loved. And
he made me chuckle, mate.
but yeah, that was I just didn't really enjoy it.
Well, so be it. Let me say or ask you this. At the moment when Anna tries to wake up the boulder monsters,
Yep.
and then they wake up, if the projector had suddenly chewed up and you hadn't seen the rest of the movie, would you have walked out of there and gone, well, that's fine, don't worry about it? Or would you have Googled the ending? Because if you Googled the ending, that means you were invested.
No. Every film that I rate 2 and above, I will finish to the end. If it's a 1, it's like, that is when I just leave and I don't want to watch it because I hate it that much. I didn't have hate for this film.
Well,
If I hated it, that might have been a different
sure
story.
feels like it, my son.
Nah.
Well,
Just didn't like it. Didn't like it.
I'm going to look here, unless you know off the top of your head. Is this the lowest film you've rated this year?
No, I've definitely rated lower than this.
I think this is your lowest, mate. Right, so let's have a look here. So here we are, 2019. Well, guess what?
It's not my lowest film.
This is your lowest film of the year.
Oh, okay. Is it of 2019? Okay, that's different.
Of 2019.
Okay.
And
Well,
the
it's my lowest
only
film of 2019.
the only film that you've watched that you think is worse than this is Tomb Raider in 2 years.
Oh, right, of the year.
Yes.
Well, that's fine.
So you believe that The House that Jack Built was better than Frozen?
Yeah.
And Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam was a part of shit, and this had all heart.
No, I got... Shazam was fine.
That's
It was just
damning with
fine.
faint praise.
That was just fine. I wasn't blown away by Shazam, but it was fine.
Well, look, I wasn't blown away by this, but I was really pleasantly surprised, and I enjoyed. My voice is going on this podcast as I'm talking. My voice, and I enjoyed everything. I'm getting so damn emotional about this film. I'm losing my voice. See. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What did Zoe think about it? I'm glad. Imagine I just blanketed it like that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What did Zoe think about it as the Disney connoisseur?
She felt the same.
No, you.
She
two
loves
fucking peas in a pod.
the first one. Well, you two are 2 peas in a pod as well.
Well, Jenny might have given it a 1.
Jenny did give it a 1, didn't she?
Well, you have to wait. and
I
find
think
out.
I think you're the domineering voice, and she just goes along with what you say.
Well, I shall let her call you and explain exactly how it goes down in our household, my son.
I know it doesn't because she got you to watch Frozen.
Well, say no more. Well, I got to say, this is a turn up for the books, though. I'm glad. This is the beauty of film. I never, in a month ago, if you told me that I would have given Frozen 2 an 8, I would be massively surprised. Even more so to find that you and I are on opposing sides of the argument for it.
Definitely.
Look at that beauty.
You at the end of the last podcast, you said we were going to have an argument about Disney on this film, and we did. But you didn't think it'd go this way, did you?
No. Always, the element of surprise is a beautiful thing in life. What
That's
a wonderful
lovely.
thing. Adam will be gutted he missed it. Excuse me for the burp.
Are you Rick and Morty?
Yeah, it is. I got to go watch the new Rick and Morty's. Anyway, that was the whole point. Is for me, Frozen 2 warmed my heart, but for you, it turned your ice cold, even icier heart hard, and you deserve death.
But then I could come back at the end anyway. It's quite predictable, isn't it? I'm just gonna unfreeze, and it's fine.
Yeah, you know what you are. You're Olaf, not a fucking laugh to be heard when you're around.
That was
It's
good.
not true. We laugh a lot.
Very good. Right, shall I say the socials?
Say all of them.
Okay, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at FilmBustersPod. Or you can get in touch with us on our email, filmbusters@outlook.com. Or you can get to our website, which is www.filmbusterspod.co.uk. We've got lovely reviews on there, or all our podcasts on there as well. So go check them out. We also have our individual Twitter accounts. I'm at FilmBustersPaul.
I'm at FilmBusters Ben, and the one who's not here is at FilmBusters Samantha.
He is. Just go. I'm sure that works.
Yes. If
There's
not,
someone
let's
called
create
that.
it at FilmBusters Samantha.
With Olaf's face.
Oh, I'm setting that fucker up.
FilmBusters.